We're now joined by Iowa State Cyclones head coach Bill Finley and his two student athletes, Bridget Carlton and Alexa Middleton. Coach, congratulations on the win and your thoughts about the game.
Just an amazing college game. I think this is what postseason basketball is supposed to be about. That's a great Texas team. Very similar to the game we played them in Austin where we got a lead and they came roaring back. But the toughness and resiliency of our group the last 5 minutes was really, really special and something that has kind of kept us together. To be playing in the championship game tomorrow is a great, great honor for our kids. They're excited about it, and it's a great way for Iowa State, again, to showcase what our university is about and our program's about. So, but very, very proud of the way we played. And Bridget was Bridget, and obviously Alexa Middleton was a monster from start to finish. And when these two are running our team and running our offense, I just pretty much stayed out of the way and let them call the plays, and just two dynamic performances at a time when we really needed it.
Okay, thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for our student athletes first. We got a question on the aisle right.
I'll start with Alexa. Rick Cantu, the Austin American-Statesman. You're up 16. They tie it with about 3 minutes to go. What is the mindset of your basketball team when it looked like Texas was going to roar all the way?
Yeah, we just talked about staying composed, staying poised, and continue to be us and who we've been that whole game. I think we did a great job of finding that extra push when we needed it, and just staying together, continuing to play as a team, and finishing out the game strong.
Hayes Gardner, Ames Tribune. Alexa, I mean, how does it feel to make such a big impact in such a big game? And this is kind of why you came to Iowa State.
Yeah, I mean, Coach said that to me before the game yesterday. I just love it here, and playing with these girls is so much fun, and just tonight was almost a relief. I felt like I've struggled a lot this season with shooting-wise, and just continuing to stay positive. My teammates have been positive to me, my coaches too, so just working through that, and you know, tonight when they fall, it feels really good.
What do you, I think you had said before the game yesterday, he had talked to you. What did he say?
Oh, he just said, this is why you came here. And it is, you know, moments like this, playing on a big stage, playing a lot of minutes, this is why I came here, and I'm enjoying every minute of it.
Another question on the front. Go ahead.
Bridget, there's only 2 teams left playing in the Big 12 for the Big 12 crown. What does that mean to you to be playing for a championship tomorrow?
Yeah, it's amazing to be at this point, to be, you know, in the championship game, to make it to semifinals alone. You know, we haven't done that since 2013. No one on the roster has done that. And then to win this game, we knew it was going to be a tough one, but to come out with this win is huge for us, and we're so excited to be in this position. I couldn't have asked for, you know, a better position to be in. Obviously, you know, with this group of girls, it's just so much fun to play with them. So it's one more game. It's an additional game added on to our season, so I couldn't ask for anything more.
Got another question on the front.
How, Bridget, how hectic were those final 5 minutes, or tense were they?
Yeah, they were intense, but we've been in that position times this year. Teams, you know, throw runs at us late in the fourth quarter, but we have the poise and maturity to relax, and when Alexa has the ball in her hands, you know, a good decision is going to be made on the offensive end. So when they tied it up, I knew we were going to be fine. It was just a matter of getting a good shot, a good look on the other end, and then getting some stops, and we were able to do that. But it was, I think we have the experience now that we were fine, we were relaxed. It wasn't anything to worry about.
Was there a time where you guys kind of came together and kind of talked about just keeping your composure there during that stretch, or during a timeout where Coach Finley kind of, I guess, sent that message to you guys?
Yeah, we kind of, every timeout there was in the fourth quarter, it was, okay, it's 10 minutes left, it's all we got for 10 minutes, and then there was another timeout with 5 minutes left, and then there was, you know, a timeout with 4:30 left. So it was just a matter of, you know, taking every possession by possession and just doing what we can. We were getting good looks. We were getting to the free throw line. We were able to knock down free throws. It was just a matter of getting to those positions, and we were able to do that.
Another question on the front.
Texas is a big team. They hit the glass hard. I thought Ashley Jones rebounded really well. Were you all impressed with her ability to go with the ball off the glass?
Yeah, I mean, she's done that all year. She's a great rebounder, especially on the offensive end. She goes hard, and she comes up big when we need those, and she did that tonight and then knocked down her free throws. So that was huge from her.
Anything further for our student athletes? Congratulations on a big. Oh, you got one in the back. I'm sorry. We got to get the microphone to you. Sorry. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see. Sorry to see you.
Nick Canizales, KCN. Bridget, playing Baylor for a third time. I mean, what do you guys expected from them this time around tomorrow night?
Yeah, the same thing. They're the #1 team in the country for a reason. They have unbelievable post presence, obviously, and then they have guards who can knock down jumpers. So they're a tough matchup, obviously, but we're excited. We know we need to put together 40 minutes to compete with them, and I don't think that's something we haven't done that. I think this year. So hopefully tomorrow is our time to put together 40 minutes and give it our best shot.
Okay, now we're going to let you go back to the locker room.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the game. We will see you tomorrow evening. All right, we'll take questions for Coach Finley. Who's got the first one on the front?
Bill, what'd you say to the entire team in the locker room once you guys got back there at the end of the game?
Basically, what I told them was obviously how proud we were. I had all the support staff, everyone in the locker room. Just this is why we do what we do, and the resiliency that they showed to showcase our university, our program on a grand stage, and just really congratulate them. And the other thing I told them was enjoy this. Don't worry about what's coming tomorrow. So often you work so hard, you accomplish something, and it's immediately what's next. That's the coach's job. So I just told them, enjoy your friends, your family, celebrate beating a great Texas team, and celebrate the fact that you get to play. Like Bridget said, I think that's the best point of the night is they get to play another game with each other. It's one more game they get to play together. And some groups, that's the last thing they want. This group, that is probably the biggest thing about winning tonight is it adds another game to the schedule, and that's a great thing.
Question on the front, and then we'll move to the third. Go ahead.
In the first half, things were coming pretty easy. It seemed like just because you're hitting shots, the shots weren't falling in the second half. You missed 16 straight at one point. How are you able to survive that stretch and come out with a win?
You know, I think when you miss shots, there's a couple things. Obviously, you got to give credit to Texas defense. They ratcheted it up a little bit. They were face guarding Bridget. We did have some good looks that we missed. You get a little tired. You lose your legs a little bit. And then what happens when you're making them? It's contagious. When you're missing them, it's contagious. And we only turned the ball over twice, 2 or 3 times the whole second half. So it wasn't like we weren't getting a chance to score, but that happens. And sometimes you outscore the other team, and sometimes you have to keep guarding. And I thought overall we kept guarding. I mean, obviously their size is overwhelming, and we don't really match up with that. But we had to, keep them out of transition and do the best we could rebounding wise. And overall, I thought defensively it kept us in the game when we were wobbling. And I tell them, it's like a fight. You're on the ropes. Get your gloves up. Get to the bell, and then let's come back out again. And our kids can do that.
Question on the aisle.
I think you just answered my question, but they tie it up with about 3 minutes to go. Did you have a message specifically to your players? Did you say something verbally to Bridget or Alexa or anybody?
Yeah, I told Bridget and Lex, I said, no one touches the ball or makes a decision unless you two do it. That's what I told them. We didn't call timeout. There was a free throw, and I just grabbed them real quick and said, it's your team, make the choice, figure it out. And we made a couple adjustments on a play call. The play Bridget made in transition was a huge play. Kind of a broken court thing. Lex, we made a great pass. Bridget made a great catch and score. So to go up, you're up 2, you get a stop. Now you're up 5, and now it's a 2-possession game again. So I think and the way that ball went in the basket, you could tell that the energy level on our team went really, really high, and the energy level on their team probably sunk a little on that play.
Questions for Coach? We got a question on the way back.
Coaches, talk about Baylor. I mean, you guys have your third time around. Again, like Bridget said, you guys haven't played a 100% game against them yet. But I mean, hey, it's 2 best teams, and World War III is coming up tomorrow. So what do you expect from them?
No, it's like someone asked me when I was walking down the hall, are you excited to play Baylor tomorrow? And the answer is yes, because if we're not playing tomorrow, we lost tonight. So I I just want to play tomorrow. Baylor's, obviously, they're the number one team in the country, and I think it speaks to the strength of our league. And I don't know who, bracketology, I don't know what that degree is, but if you sit on the bench like I do and watch at West Virginia and watch at TCU play, and you have to play Baylor twice, and you have to play everyone twice, and then you see a Texas team like tonight, there's no way, and again, I'm the numbers thing, there's no way West Virginia and TCU should not be in the NCAA tournament. That would be, because again, at some point, it's about basketball. It's not about numbers. And if you don't want to play, if you want to play the best teams, then that's what this league has done. And when you have to, and every one of us is trying to beat Baylor, but every year you start your conference schedule with 2 losses. You do. Let's be honest. And there's no other league in the country that does that. So I don't think our league should be penalized for that. And if you watched the TCU Texas game last night, you tell me that's not an NCAA team? We lost at West Virginia, and I've coached against them. You win 11 games in this league, you should be playing in the NCAA tournament. And no one told me to say it. I just feel really strongly about that, because sometimes, and we've all been in that position, and I hope the committee looks at video and watches games and sees that if they want the best teams to play in the greatest sporting event in our country, there should be all those teams in the tournament, in my opinion. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on an editorial to a very. I'm avoiding the Baylor question.
Same thing. She mentioned that she was, everybody that should make the Big 12. I mean, but it doesn't get they should be in the tournament.
Yeah.
Historically, it's you win double digits.
Yeah, you win 11 games in this league, 10 games in this league. I don't. And again, as soon as you say that, I don't want to insult anyone else. Well, they're another team that's on the bubble or whatever. It's just, if you want to line up and play, let's line up and play. And I think West Virginia, TCU easily can line up with anyone in the field and would do a great job of representing, like I said, what this tournament's supposed to be about. So I hope they get the call on the 18th, because we've all been there, and there's not a lot of things worse than sitting around till selection Monday not knowing what's going to happen.
Okay, Coach, we're not going to make you sit around. We got a question
Yes,
on the
sir.
file? Whoa, wait. We need to have microphones so they can hear.
All right, Coach, I'm going to ask you one more time about the Baylor question, though. I want to see what you.
okay.
How do you beat Baylor?
The one thing that we'll tell our players, and this is what we've told them, number one, you can't be beat. And I've had a lot of teams at Iowa State. We've had a lot of teams. As soon as Baylor showed up on the schedule, the game was over. We didn't want to play them. Number one, you got to believe that you can go play them. Number two, we don't have to beat the Thunder 4 out of 7. We got to beat them one time, 40 minutes. That's what postseason basketball is all about. The other thing is they have to play not their best. We have to play like we played in the first quarter, probably for 4 quarters, and give yourself a chance and eliminate the knockout punch, which they are so good at, as good as any team in the country. And hopefully we got enough in our legs to go out and compete and have a great championship game. That's what we're hoping for. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate your time, everyone. Thanks for being here.
See you tomorrow night.
Everybody. Thank you.
We're now joined by the University of Texas Longhorn head coach Karen Aston and her two student athletes, Sug Sutton and Jatari White. Coach, your thoughts about tonight's game?
First of all, congratulations to Iowa State. Obviously a hard-fought game, and congratulations on a great year for them in particular. Tough loss for us, just in a sense of we dug ourselves a little bit of a hole, which we did in our last game against them in Austin, but the sense of urgency and our attention to detail was so much better tonight in a sense of being able to regroup. The other thing I thought was so much better for our team was just the ability to get the ball in the right places as the game moved along. We got it obviously in the paint some, had some kids open up the floor with some perimeter shooting, so we had much better flow offensively. But again, very, very tough loss. Really disappointed for our players because I thought we had ourselves in a position with some momentum, and had a tough situation happen that I wouldn't wish on anybody. So I'm really proud of our team, proud of their effort, proud of how much they've grown in really just a week or two. I've seen a dramatic difference in how much our team is blending together and growing, so we'll move forward from here.
Okay, we'd like to take our questions for student athletes first, please. Rick, we'll let you start.
Rick Cantu, the Austin American Statesman. Shug, you're down 16 in the second half. Did you personally have a message to your teammates when it looked like it was getting away from you?
I think it was a collective thing. Everybody was just in the huddle telling each other that we need to get out this hole and just play with a lot of heart. We've been in the position before, so we just need to come together and play with a lot of heart.
We got a question on the front left.
Alana Bearfield, Big 12. What have you guys been working on individually throughout the season?
Post-wise, we've been working on kind of getting physical in the paint, making sure all of our shots are to the basket, not fading away. Also, as a team, we've been working on building each other up and making sure that if somebody makes a bad play or a bad decision, just picking them up because we got to move on to the next thing. So I think those are the biggest things.
Jatari, Coach mentioned getting the ball into the right places at the right time in the second half. It looked like you and Joyner were open. And your thoughts on the comeback and what it took to make it all the way back to a tie?
I think it took everybody making sure that we were in the right spots, moving at the right tempo, being patient on our screens, and making sure that we buried our men. And kind of, since we had the size advantage, kind of just getting in the paint and doing our work there. And I think the guards did a good job of recognizing that.
Any further questions for our student athletes? Okay, Coach, we're going to let you stay for a moment. Ladies, congratulations on a great season and good luck as you move along.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. We'll take questions for Coach at this point.
Deja Harrison, Big 12. Coach, team rallied back down from 16 points towards the end of the game. You guys sort of pulled back away. What was the difference in the game that you saw?
Well, I definitely thought that shot selection had a lot to do with the flow of the game in the second half. We got the ball where it needed to be a little bit better than we did in the first half. Didn't shoot it as quick, which, in the first half that led into some easy buckets for them. But, Middleton was really good tonight. We gambled a little bit on going under her early in the game, and she made us pay for it. And I thought we made some adjustments defensively. We got a guard on Bridget midway through the first half, which I thought helped defensively a little bit. It was anybody's game. It really was.
Why is their three-point game so difficult to defend?
I think it's decision-making on their part. I mean, they really, really share the ball well. So I think that's always a big piece of good offensive flow is when the ball doesn't stop in someone's hands all the time and they have a good flow. I mean, they all share it together. They make the right plays at the right time and they can all shoot it. I mean, that helps. The fact that they all can shoot it. But I think it also takes collective effort to make the right play and make the right pass.
I've never seen her even raise her voice, but did you talk to Mide after the technical foul, and what was that all about? Because I've never seen her do that even in practice.
Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I mean, that young lady, I asked her to go in for 1 minute and do her best and give Jatari a break for 1 minute. And she makes a hell of a play. She didn't say anything. She didn't bend down. I have a hard time with that. I have a hard time with that.
Did they explain it? Was it the stare down thing? I'm just asking.
Yeah. I just watched it.
Can a game like this help you in the future because of how you came back? And there must be some good feelings in the locker room to know that they made a battle of it until the very end.
It's hard for those kids to have good feelings. I mean, you, as a coaching staff, I mean, we're absolutely going to try to lift them up because it was a difficult, set of circumstances that changed the game. But, in sports, you have to teach them that it's not about one play. You have to teach them that, unless it's golf or tennis, one person's not responsible for a win or a loss. And that's the way sports is, team sports. So, our team has got to look at this performance and say, okay, where could we all have been better? And move forward. But to answer your question, we should be lifting them because we're playing a little bit different basketball. I mean, you've seen us all year long, Rick, and we've been on a roller coaster all year long, but I do think that the team's cohesiveness is much better right now, and I think that we're actually on an upswing. I'll be shocked if our seeding doesn't improve based on our performance in the last 3 games, and I'll be shocked if the Big 12 doesn't get 6 in and all of that. But right now, I just want my team to build on. I mean, you got an Audrey Warren that's not played much at all since her concussion comes in and starts, and plays her heart out. So I have a lot of things to be excited about with this group.
Anything else?
Thank you.
Okay, Coach. Good luck down the road.